Hello, how is everyone? Welcome back to Comic Book Club. Hopefully, someone joins me in the void of, well, yeah, it don't matter. Because we're going to have fun anyways. Tonight, we're going to be reading Sherlock Holmes, which should be fun because just the preview was really fun. For those of you that would like to, as you're watching this later on, you can actually go in and borrow it yourself and read. It's pretty awesome. Um, Very cool thing to do, but we are going to read it. So without further ado, let's Oh, hey Rose, how you doing? Hey, hello to chat and good morning from the UK. Good morning to you too. I hope you enjoy the read. And where was I? Without further ado, let's get a rockin'. Baffling New Adventures, Sherlock Holmes. So this was from the 1950s. Um, oh, check it out. Approved by the Comic Code Authority. And it's a nice front cover. Holmes is smoking a pipe and checking out something on the ground. There's a little cartoon to start it off with. It's a black and white. It's actually not Sherlock Holmes, but we'll go through it real quick. It's Judy and Jim defy savage gorilla. Given given exclamation point, boys, girls, ladies, men, we give you cash or premiums. Ooh, hopefully the my earpiece is telling me that something went sounded crazy. So let me know in the comments if this isn't coming across good. That way we can work on the audio, but I'll just keep going if nobody's complaining. Okay, let's see. So, help! The gorilla is loose. Stand back! I've got a gun. Whoa! Get back! Whoa! Little girl's carrying a bow and arrow. Look, he's climbing back into his cage. That boy and girl saved our lives. You kids deserve a medal. Where did you get that 22 rifle and bow and arrow? We earned them selling white cloverine brand salve. What the actual F? I might not even be saying this right. I'm sorry if I'm slaughtering it. Cloverine brand salve. Wow, I'm gonna sell some of that salve too. Oh my goodness, look at all this stuff you could win by selling salve. You know what that reminds me of? Girl Scout. Interesting. That is crazy. Look at that. Okay, let's get into the sorry. That's crazy. That is absolute. I wonder how much it cost. Because they're giving away like wagons and guitars and bikes and scuba gear and rifles and knives. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Binoculars. Is that a cash register? What is that? No, maybe that's a typewriter. Holy crap. That is so crazy. We are reliable. Uh-huh. I'm sure they are. All right. Sherlock Holmes in the final curtain. There will be a short delay, ladies and gentlemen. Senior Carani is indisposed. You have to wait to hear your great Carani, Mr. Holmes. Maybe it'll be called off altogether. Don't be optimistic, Sergeant. I'm sorry you don't like fiddles, as you call them, but as my escort, you'll have to like this one. A violinist himself, Sherlock Holmes, looked forward to hearing the great Carini in his last performance, but the maestro's very genius proved to be the weapon that rang down the curtain even before the renowned musician took the stage. I play the violin as a hobby, so to speak, and I assure you that Carini is one of the greatest who ever played. Aren't you Sergeant Flaherty? Come backstage, please. There's something wrong with Signor Carini. No fiddles after all. Come on, Mr. Holmes. I'm supposed to stay with you, the lieutenant said. A doctor and ambulance are on the way, Sergeant. Is the gentleman with you in the police department? I wish he was. This is Sherlock Holmes, the great English detective. Thank you, Flaherty. Now let us look at Carini. He's dead. I think, obviously a suicide. Seemed to have used gas. Curious. It smells familiar. Whatever he used, it smells bad. This seems to have contained the substance that caused Carini's death. A very thin glass vial. Seems to be some form of cyanide gas. It's well dissipated since the room has been opened. Dissipated or not, get your nose away from that. I'd be pounding a beat if anything happened to you. Don't play detective on this case. Carini took his own life, Holmes. Why are you so certain? What else could it be? There are no windows, and Carini had the door locked from the inside. The key is still in the lock. I still think it was murder, Sergeant. The concert tonight was to be his big moment, his farewell appearance. Even if he contemplated suicide, he'd surely wait till after his triumph. No, gentlemen, it was something else. I won't have a lot of bad publicity about murder in my theater, Holmes. Keep your nose out of it. Let the police handle it. I'm beginning to dislike you, Small, and it will make things easier in the end for me. Sergeant Flaherty was puzzled, but his respect for Sherlock Holmes caused him to humor the famous detective. What's next, sir? Let's see. First, we'll go to my hotel and get my fiddle, as you call it. Then take me to the finest glass blower in the city. Later. You must know what you're doing, sir, but I don't. Hardly to be expected, Sergeant. I'm grasping a little myself. Custom glassware in the background. Very thin glass, you say? You want a small vial that you can seal the same thickness? Precisely. We'll wait. Take your time on this job. 3 long hours later. Don't be impatient, Sergeant. The action is about to begin. Ames Chemical Supply House. We're going to pass through this quick, but we'll come back. Holmes and Sergeant Flaherty had all the material they needed, but someone else was beginning to worry about their activity. I still don't get. Jump for your life, Flaherty! Watch it, you fool! How in the world did you save that glass vial? I would have dropped everything. Just exactly what I was supposed to do, I think. Back at the theater a few minutes later. Are you really going to play that violin, sir? Perhaps not as well as Carini, but I shall play. Look out, Holmes. Never mind him. Get Holmes. Tell your employer to try it himself next time. I heard a commotion. Is anything wrong? No, Small. Everything is fine. Will you take us up to Carini's dressing room? Do you play the violin, Holmes? What kind of a joke is this? I doubt if you'll think it very funny, Small. I see you I see you replaced the broken door. Very good. Flaherty was impatient with his guest's deliberate actions, but Lyman Small watched with something like fear in his eyes. That glass is the same thickness as the original. Now, if you close the door, we'll have duplicated the setting in which Carini met his death. Very impressive. I'm a busy man, Holmes. I won't waste time with your childish stunts. Yes, you will, Small. You stay till Mr. Holmes says so. I shall play the selection poor Carini was rehearsing when he died, with possibly the same results. This is insane. Stop it. What will it prove? That the vial of cyanide gas shattered when Carini hit a note that perfectly matched the harmonics of that vial. This vial is identical, as is the cyanide inside it. Ooh, it's starting to shake. So it's a cyanide in that vial? Holmes, you're crazy. The fear was building in Lyman Small until he couldn't stand it. Panic overcame reason. It's vibrating. Soon it will shatter. Stop it, please. See, Small? My experiment worked. We'll all die like rats. Let me out. You did it, didn't you? You put that vial in this room. Yes, I did it. I'll confess, I can smell the cyanide. That's not cyanide you smell. It's almond oil. The healthy choice. No, I'm just kidding. Smells exactly like it. I owe you an apology, sir. I thought you were off your trolley myself for a while. It just goes to show you, Flaherty, sometimes it pays to listen to a fiddle once in a while. Yeah, that was awesome. All right. I know, almond oil, right? Dude. Well, almond oil can be tasty sometimes. I like coconut vanilla, vanilla coconut. Just think it is only 69 years ago that comic number one. Holy criminy. Yeah, it's from the 1950s. So most of you probably, have some amount of familiarity with Sherlock Holmes. Go ahead and let me know about that in the comments while I read some cool details. So, Sherlock Holmes was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in 1887. That's kind of cool. This He first appeared in the novel A Study in Scarlet. The character was so liked, and I really liked him. Like, I really liked the way that the comic flowed. You can see why Sherlock Holmes was popular and really awesome, because the story, I mean, it was short but sweet, and like the detective work was pretty awesome when you use the reason and how he brought it all together and made the guy confess. I mean, I would think he was crazy for putting cyanide in it. I'd be like, "Yeah, break that. Let's see. Are you sitting closer to it than me?" Yeah. Um, he first appeared in the novel A Study in Scarlet. The character was so well liked, Doyle published many stories and novels, even bringing Holmes back after he killed him off in what was supposed to be his final story, The Final Problem. What an ending story title. The Final Problem. It's the final problem. You know, because Doyle wanted to move on and write other things. Now that would suck. That's like, typecasting, you get stuck in that one thing. However, I will say that Doyle should have been cooler about it because it's Holmes, man. I mean, it's like it's the thing he's known for, you know what I mean? Like Holmes, baby. Holy mackerel. Like Sherlock Holmes is popular, and you can see why just going through that story. It was really, really good. It was really awesome. Um, well written. Doyle wrote 4 novels and 56 short stories featuring Holmes and Dr. John Watson. I didn't even see Watson in this. Unless Flaherty is another way of saying Watson, which I know it's not. So I don't think that's the case. Um Holmes became a cultural phenomenon, captivating readers with his detective abilities, deductive, sorry about that, detective abilities, deductive abilities, and eccentric personality. I don't know that I conveyed the eccentricness of his eccentricity with the way that I read it, so I'm sorry about that, everybody, but he's supposed to be eccentric. Um, the character's popularity led to adaptations in various media, including stage plays, films, television series, video games, and of course, comics. That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. This is the earliest known comic featuring Sherlock Holmes. What? Yeah. And as you can see, it's scanned, which is really cool. Scanned in. If if you guys ever wanted to support us, buying a public domain comic using Matic is always, always welcome. We greatly appreciate it. Let's see. This is the earliest known comic featuring Sherlock Holmes, originally released by Charlton Comics in October 1955. That's crazy. That's crazy. There are two comics in the series. You can read both of them in the marketplace. You can also read the novel by Arthur Conan Doyle in the marketplace. So there you are, everybody. So we got a couple of questions for discussions if you guys are up for it. But there is a few chats. Let me just swing back through real quick. Oh, right on. Thanks for fixing those comics, Fry, or those comments. I'm sorry. You also fix the comics a lot too, I know, but that reader update sure makes it easy to read these classic books, right? Am I right? I know. It is nice. This, you know, it it is it is cool. The flip action is really awesome. Oh, dang, dude, we got to remember to check out this page right here. But when you're able to take it center and scroll, it really does. It does make the experience a lot easier, especially for digital, which is fantastic. Just curious, where are you all watching from? Great question. Where are you guys all watching from? And what do you think about Sherlock Holmes and those little details? Nice. From the UK, Rose, you're awesome. You're awesome. Oh, you got a larger iPad. Haha. Nice. This is actually 2 years old in November. Hmm. I am not sure. I am not sure. I know that it was 1955, but I did not see anything in the comic itself, as it is the number one right there. But where would Fry? Do you know where a date would be? Would that be at the like very, very, very end?
Look on your screen.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go, y'all. All right. All right. Who would want to support you guys? Oh, wait, this guy always and forever. Thank you. Dodge, you rule. Thank you. We appreciate you very, very much. We appreciate everyone who does join us for Comic Book Club, who does support the marketplace, and who does see the vision of crypto and comics and where using blockchain technology can really, really, really help humanity, especially if it's decentralized. So that's just my own 2 cents, but whatever. I can't remember most of this story when I read it on Monday, so listening to this again, it really right on. I'm going to see if you got it. So I don't think we'll have it on DVD, although it would be cool if we could like mail out some DVDs. But it is on YouTube, so you should be able to get be able to watch it. The reader on crypto comes far better than the I blood, sweat, and tears. Dodge, blood, sweat, and tears. That's why blood, sweat, and tears, man. Our team has just they really have gone under the refining like weight and really done an incredible job. Something coming from somebody watching from my new home. Oh, right on, dude. I love Texas, dude. Texas is big. Everything in Texas is big. Like that's what's great about Texas. It's like, hey, man, what state do you live in? The biggest state. Okay, like 1/5 the country state. Yeah. Texas. Yeah, Dodge. That's awesome. Congratulations. Texas is fantastic. All right, everybody. Well, hey, let's go through these questions. First off, first off, this adds weight. What you're seeing here is actually an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't listen to Fry because it's the beard. The beard adds 15 to 30 pounds. It's not me. Anywho, first off, what do you think of the story? Would you read any more of this comic? Absolutely, absolutely. Um, yes, Zuhul, Ghostbusters. Everybody knows it. But anyways, I thought that this comic was fantastic. It was short and sweet, but the story was really good. It's totally true that frequency can break a glass, and the idea of that being the killing device, so like so witty, so smart, like so much smarter than me. Like so it's cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool, short, sweet Sherlock Holmesy story, man. Like it was awesome. It was awesome. Why do you think Sherlock Holmes? Oh, and I'm sorry, but that's what I think. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you guys think because we'll definitely talk about it. It depends on what everybody thinks at Comic Book Club. You know what I'm saying? Like even if it's days and days later, tell us in the comments and we will try to get an answer to it or be a part of that conversation or address it on the next show. Which, speaking of shows, I'll get into these questions in a second, but I do got to say this. I am sorry to all the people who, especially myself, who showed up last week because the show is on the first and the third Wednesday of each month. And I was pumped. I was ready. I was like, woohoo, we're going to do this. And I was like, going to do it. And then I was like panicking because it was like 10 minutes before the show was to go live and nobody was showing up and nobody was answering me. And I was like, just freaking out. And then finally, Fry called me and he's like, dude, this is the past week. And I'm like, what? Oh, you're so awesome. Woo! It was awesome. So just so you guys know, yeah, sorry about that. Just so you guys know, it's the first and third week of the month. So every now and again there's that bye week that I get and I appreciate it. So thank you. It was very kind. Apologies for the audio static earlier if I was tuning knobs and stuff in the back. You were tuning knobs in the background, right? He has been verbally abused for this. Yes, he has. Ladies and gentlemen, we have taken care of it. This will not happen at Comic Book Club. I mean, it might. It probably will. Let me just set that expectation correctly. It probably will. But we apologize ahead of time. All right. Why do you think Sherlock Holmes became and remained so popular? Honestly, I think it's because the guy who wrote the story was so smart and witty with deductive skills and reasoning and things of that nature. I mean, this story was so short and sweet, but it had all the parts. It had all the parts to make you wonder, "Whoa, how did this dude die?" And then, "Oh, that's how he died. Oh, that's pretty clever." So I think yeah, I think that's where the popularity comes from. In my own personal opinion, what do you guys think? Like, I generally, I don't know. What do you think about the artwork? The artwork's good. 1950s. Check what was going down in the 1950s. It. I wonder how much time they spent to do these pages. You know, because when you look at it, there's a lot of work there. It sure looks like a lot of work to me that they put in the time to make sure that they've added depth and shading. I personally, I think they did a good job in making like establishing where the bubbles are, the chat bubbles and stuff, and being able to follow it was pretty. I mean, I had to run through it once just, and I went a wrong direction because that generally happens to me the first time I go through a story. So hold on. Often called a golden age, was a time of economic prosperity, social stability, American global power. It was also marked by technological advancements, the post-war baby boom, and the atomic age of science and technology. Wow, dude! You know, and all I ever think is like swinging. You know, the swing dancing, like woo, ballroom. You know, but there's so much that happened in the 50s. So, Fry, is this like is this the kind of I don't wanna say it the wrong way because I don't wanna offend anybody, but is this like, they weren't getting paid a lot, but they were getting paid a lot and putting a lot of time into these pages because the artwork looks really good to me. Like, they do a good job. There's not as much action sequencing. I've noticed that with the older comics, like, they jump the scenes pretty fast. I mean, this was quick right here. As soon as they opened the door, gun, smack on the head with the violin. I mean, that was fast. But all in all, I really liked the artwork. I think I was able to tell the difference. I didn't understand, like, I don't know why he would be in pink right here. Maybe you understand that, but for the most part, I really did like the artwork. I thought it was good. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? You know? There were only about 15 full-time comic creators. What? Really? Oh, dang. Dang. So, man, wow. You had to be freaking special or special, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until a few years later that comics became accepted as mainstream media. Wow, that's crazy. So it was like a so it was like so it was like the alt media. Yeah, that's cool. That's dude. Comics are so rebel. Yeah. Freaking love that. I love it. Right. What do you think about Detective Comics in general? Well, I don't have a lot of experience with Detective Comics. But this being my first real detective comic, I guess. I'm trying to think of another detective comic. Oh, well, is that a detective comic though? What? Listen, first off, oh my heavens to Murgatroyd. I just want everybody to know out there that this is in the shit, sorry, in the crap stage. Okay. Just like hair, just like when you're growing your mane out, you know what I'm saying? You go through that stage and it's the crap stage. I would you know what I'm saying. Exactly, exactly. So this will be glorious someday if I stop fiddling with it. Let me double check. Yes. Yes, Rose, that's absolutely 100% correct. That is absolutely 100% correct. Yeah, that's how this will work. We're going to do the first and third Wednesday of the month. And that gives my team plenty of time to actually prep. I mean, again, we have a very small budget. Very so we have to work, we have to put in the blood, sweat, and tears to make these shows good. And so we need that time in between. We would love to be like all them awesome people to get paid, and do a show like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. But we just love comics and crypto blockchain technology. So we're just here to freaking make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And we're so happy that you're here with us to make it happen too. Oh, and just so you know, if you do share this out or like it or do all of those cool things that people do, thank you. We really appreciate it because sharing is caring, and that's the only way we're going to get out there. But we hope you like what we're doing because Comic Book Club is cool, and this was really fun read. I hope you get into the marketplace and actually borrow some of the cool Golden Age comics that my team has got in there. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome, and for those that know, you know look, if you can buy it, it helps us out. Awesome, thank you. If you can't, you don't have to. I get to borrow it, so it's pretty amazing. I mean, my team knows how well lacking in resources I am sometimes, and so they take care of me. They're like, "Hey, man, we got to make sure everybody's taken care of." Yeah. Anywho, I think Sir Conan Doyle writing about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, that was great storytelling. You know, he really was a great storyteller. Like, I think that's why it got popular. Honestly, I think that's why it got popular is because he was able to really put things that made you think and things that were like, oh, like those gotcha moments, like, oh, you what? I didn't see that coming. And that's, you know, my family hates watching movies with me because I'm always like, this is what's going to happen. And, I'm not perfect in my predictions, but I'm a very high average. Like, I dominate. I'm like, oh, this is totally projected. You can see where this is going. You know what I'm saying? So, this kind of skill, even though I mean, I don't know how much of Hollywood because I really like the junior Sherlock Holmes, freaking old Robert Robert Downey Jr. I really liked his Sherlock Holmes movies. I thought the uh photo cinematography that they were doing where he would like think through the hits and then execute it. I thought that was pretty awesome. Like I thought that was so cool. Um but Who's better detective, Sherlock Holmes or Bruce Wayne? Whoa, dude, dude, you gotta be careful swinging around those kinds of questions. Like, I'm not even joking. You gotta be careful swinging around those kinds of questions. Um, dang, you know, I don't know, dude. I mean, you know, if you were going by stature, take into account, who's the better detective? Well, Bruce Wayne is a bazillionaire, right? He's got money, and Sherlock Holmes don't. Not. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. Sherlock Holmes rich? I mean, he always was sitting in a nice office or library. Dang, okay, that can't be a factor. All right, all right. So, um, well, Bruce Wayne knows how to use technology, and Sherlock Holmes didn't have all that technology. So, I would say that it's Sherlock Holmes. That's just what I think. You guys tell me what you think. Who is the better detective? Sherlock Holmes or Bruce Wayne or John Wayne? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, all right. Comic adaptations of novels, yay or nay? Hmm. Well, if you're a person who can read the books and oh, we have a one for Sherlock, so that's two for Sherlock. None for Bruce. Oh, anywho, sorry about that. I shouldn't do stuff like that. I'm a neutral party sometimes. Um, Comic adaptation of novels. I think it's cool. Like I think it's cool. I This is easy for me to digest and to read, and I can have fun with this, and it doesn't make me lethargic like a novel can sometimes. And like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't admit this in front of, lots of people, but I'll read something and I'll be like, "What the heck was that saying?" And I'll have to read it again in like 3, 4, 5 times. Then I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got the picture now." And comics deliver that picture in a way that I'm able to like look over it and enjoy it. And they're, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I'm very visual. Like I'm very visual. You know what I'm saying? So I like the visual aspect. So I totally think it's a yay. I'm thinking yay. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? I Tell us. Anywho, it's been fun hanging out. I just realized the time. I ran over. I'm so sorry. I wanted to show you guys that cool page in here. Let's look through it real quick. Real quick. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. I don't got much time, so I'll be fast. But like, there's a boomerang in here for 50 cents There's an electric motor, 6,000 RPM for 50 cents. Probably just the plant. I don't even know. A joy buzzer. So that would be that thing you shake people's hands with. Check this out. A powerful, compact one tube radio, pocket size. This is when they started. This was the first Walkman, basically, right? I mean, tell me, what do you guys think? I think it's the first Walkman. Powerful, compact, one tube radio, $3.98, 1950s. What is going on there? They got talking teeth, trick baseball, radio, and mic. Hey, the first podcast was in a comic book. Boop, boop, boop. Equipment. The first podcast equipment. Sorry about that. I'll clarify that. And then let's see. Uh, Ventro and book. So this is ventriloquism. Look back scope. I don't eat your what the heck? Your chance to have eyes in the back of your head. Okay, some of this stuff is really weird. I don't even understand how that would work. 35 cents, a whoopee cushion, 50 cents. A black eye joke for six for 25 cents. A black eye joke. That would be, man, you pull that, that's mean. Man, that but anyways, isn't that crazy? 10-day trial free. So I guess you get to try this stuff for free and then they give you your money back by mail. I don't even know how that would work. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. We had a great time. We hope you did too. And we will see you again soon. Well, around the 19th from what I'm hearing. Thanks, Rose. I will have to do new videos on Instagram to promote. Oh, thank you. But we could have come back. But will Crypto Comics have come back on YouTube? I'm going to say yes. And thank you. You are awesome. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. We really do like Comic Book Club. We think it's cool. Again, this is just a way that we're able to get our message out there. We think the comics are cool. We think that crypto blockchain technology is cool. And we feel that we want to be a part of the change that's going to make it so people have a different way of collecting cool items like comic books. So thanks again for your time, guys. I hope to see you again soon. Later.